And welcome into the Phillipsburg Soccer Facility for another PSAC Soccer Showdown as the Gannon Lady Knights and the California Vulcans will pit against each other to see who comes out on top. Welcome into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck. Joined alongside me today is Colin Kirkwood. And Colin, you are all bundled up here tonight. It is a chilly one here in California.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a lot to get used to out there. I mean, we really didn't have too much of a fall. It was really a lot of an extended summer, and now the cold has come to play, and it really caught me off guard.
Yeah, it definitely did catch everybody off guard. And for Gannon, they didn't have much time to prepare for this contest after their last game ended just over 24 hours ago as they played IUP and they fell to a 2-1 margin due to the fact that, the game on Saturday was pushed back due to lightning quite a few times. So they couldn't even play their game on Saturday. So this is the second game in 24 hours that they're playing.
Yeah, and I mean, that's going to wear a lot on the team here. You really have to think about fatigue and whatnot, making sure that you can get the freshest available legs out there in the field for you. Really making a push towards the end of the season here. Really a middle-of-the-table team in Gannon here, 9th place for them, looking to secure more points towards their season and get a little bit more breathing room from teams behind them.
And the last time California played was at Clarion, a rainy and cold Clarion game, and they fell in that contest 1-0. So they're hoping to bounce back here in their second to last game. This is the last game before Senior Day on Saturday as they take on Lock Haven. But that's a big contest for them. Finish off the season on the right foot.
Yeah, finish off this season on the right foot here. Get ready to turn the page towards next season. You know what you need to do here under a new head coach. You've really learned what it is that needs to be done. And you can really start thinking about that and looking forward to the future and what you need to do to implement those strategies.
And the last time both of these teams played was last season, and they actually suffered a loss 3-0 in Gannon after allowing 2 first-half goals in rainy conditions. Like I said before, both of these teams are used to that. And goalkeeper Michaela Colon finished with 11 saves in that contest after posting 8 stops in the second half. But we're going to see if California goalie here tonight, Riley McGlumphy, can do the exact same thing. Not allow any goals against this Gannon team. You mentioned kind of sitting right in the middle of the table towards the bottom, for Gannon. But, this is always a big contest.
Yeah, looking to really just kind of cement your place here. They have a couple of teams that they're fighting off here. Of course, they have 20 points on the season. IUP right behind them with 19, and then a couple of 16-pointers in Shippensburg and Mercyhurst. So really can still fight for some standing here, fighting for pride at this point as well.
Most definitely, pride is the biggest aspect, I think, especially when they're coming in with a new coach, just trying to keep that, the confidence levels up going on to later on in the season. But we're just about ready to kick this one away. Right at midfield, we're going to get some starters for you for Gannon. Run down these starters for us, Colin.
On the California side, we have, of course, number 1, Riley McGlumphy on the continuing on through the rest of them. Number 3, Carlin Passer. Number 4, Zana Ross. Number 7, Danielle Kohler. Number 10, Rebecca Leixel. Number 11, Kelly Lynch. Number 13, Christina Sagan. Number 14, Sarah Rafosco. Number 15, Haley O'Brien. Number 25, Murray Alexander. Number 6, Julia Darminio.
And for the Gannon Golden Knights, they have number 3, Emily Zakella. Number 7, Bridget Casey. Number 9, Taylor Huffman. Number 10, Taylor Lewis. 12, Megan McCartney. 13, Maddie North. 16, Vanessa Coccarello. Number 17, Kayla Vaca. Number 19, Hannah Marchant. Number 21, that starting end goal is Kennedy Solomosi. She just made a save there. And number 34, Emma Masanska. So both of these teams, they're coming in just trying to get a win later on in the season for Gannon as they fell in their last game, as now they have an opportunity over on that left side. Sarah Fosco matching up against her, pushing this one away. But, with their last loss against IUP just over 24 hours ago, they're just trying to keep that play up, keep those competitive spirits. So now the Lady Knights keep this one in the offensive zone of California. Quite a few feet coming in to break this one up, and a save right there, just a chip shot right into the arms of McGlumphy.
Yeah, getting started here early with a nice save there is McGlumphy, and she's going to go ahead and send this one away here. And that's really what you want to be able to get started with, a nice save, really nothing that's going to force you to have to really lay out or really be challenge just getting underway.
Now back Christiana Chagan, one of their anchors right on the defensive side of it as the ball came in. Little lapse of defense forced McGlumphy to have to make a quick move. Now a shot going off of a fellow Lady Knight as this one is going to stay in play. A little friendly bounce from California. Now they're playing pinball off of Rafosco's head. Darminio on the near side, and it's going to stay Lady Knight ball. This one's getting thrown in. Going to go right off of Chagan. And the Lady Knights keeping this one in. Little jockeying for position, and then ball kicked away on that one. Number 7, Bridget Casey. As this ball is going to go out for a goal kick, I believe, and it will.
Looks like Casey was thinking about taking a big shot there on that one. Had the foot planted and was about to try to send that one home. Just didn't quite hit that one in the right place on the leg there and popped it up.
So we're going to see the first goal kick here today for California. Lady Knights keeping this one in the offensive zone quite a bit on their last possession. This one's going to go off, and Rebecca Likesell is going to keep this one in. Throwing the one in, that is Dania Kohler. And Kohler has quite the arm on throw-ins. They utilize her ability and her strength on the throw-ins to, it seems like if it's down in the opponent's half, it can be used as a corner kick. Kohler possessing the ball now. And Alexander trying to send Darminio in and gets a friendly bounce off of a Lady Knight. Kick this one into Zayna Ross. Zayna Ross, the leading goal scorer for California this season, playing pinball, trying to get it over to Kelly Lynch, and Lynch just a little too short on that one. The ball goes over her head. Lady Knights errant pass as Zayna Ross gets this one into Likesell. Could not find her intended target, as now Gannon is on the counterattack. Right there to possess the ball for the Lady Knights is number 10, Taylor Lewis. Lewis getting away from Haley O'Brien, then sending this ball in. Now one person to beat, and cannot beat McGlumphy back there, as that one goes into the arms for now a punt away. So now the ball coming towards the near side, the bottom of your screen. Sending this one in. Chagan there on defense. Great send in there for the Lady Knights. Haley O'Brien out of position, and then Sarah Fosco came over to try to help out. But that ball is going to go out to the left side, so nothing doing for the Lady Knights. California now setting up for a goal kick.
Yeah, still these two teams are trying to learn a little bit more about each other. They're working it out. Really a lot of... It seems to have been focusing towards the attacking third for Gannon here, but still you're going to see a lot of midfield play here as these teams try to find where they're going to be able to have successful passing lanes.
Now Coccarello forced to push it over into the middle of the field. And then Zakella gets her pocket picked by Darminio, and then keeping possession. The referee says play on. Then Marae Alexander, her speed allows her to get away from the much taller Emily Zakella. Lady Knights keeping possession here. Rafosco coming up with the interception on that one as Chagan combined for that. Now the Lady Knights forced to go backwards. California playing good defense. Try to penetrate on the inside. And Zayna Ross right there. She's going to be thrown down. Gets the foul called, and now California has an opportunity. Haley O'Brien to take the free kick. Punting this one deep and then getting a friendly bounce is now Kelly Lynch forced to head over there, but good opportunity for California. Gets squashed by number 21, Kennedy Solomosi. Lady Knights now back and forth play. Rafosco looks over her shoulder, just having that awareness. Gets away from both defenders for the Lady Knights. Alexander once again tries to send Darminio in. Darminio has the ball on that near side of the screen, over near the corner. Tries to send this ball in. Solomosi makes a save, comes out, cannot get it, and then the Lady Knights send this one back. Good clear. Solomosi came out that one. Quite aggressive play on that, Colin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, taking a look there, I really got to see their goalkeeper, Solomosi. She took a little bit of a cleat to the head there twice, really, in that attacking sequence there. It was really noticeable in the second one there. She's kind of brushing herself off here, but really, you could see the take back and the motion there from getting domed on that one.
And California really has to take that down for a little bit of a note because of the fact that Solomosi didn't hang on to the ball. So that might be something that California can take advantage of. Those low balls, maybe they'll pop right back out for a rebound. Kelly
Good
Lynch
pass
now
there.
sent in. Solomosi kicks this one away. Low pass over to Passer. And this one's going to go out for a Danny Kohler throw.
Yeah, really good pass there on that far side. Didn't mean to jump on top of you there, Danny, but it was just really well done being able to keep that from being a turnover and just able to curve that one back onto the field.
It's one of the first times I think that both of us are calling soccer together. You know, you've been on the call with Steve quite a bit, and you guys are soccer guys. I'm not really the biggest soccer guy, but decided to call some soccer here today.
Yeah, definitely big soccer guys.
It's now Rafosco trying to be a defensive presence for California. Gets this one away, then a good spin out from the Lady Knights. And Passer there to sniff that one out. Marie Alexander now gets it out to Likesell. Likesell looking up the field, sends Zayna Ross in. And another strong play by Solomosi. She kicks this one right down the field. Kind of got a few of the Vulcan players off guard. Everybody was kind of checking their shin guards, tightening up their shoes, but handled now by the Lady Knights. Going off of Danielle Kohler's foot. This one actually goes completely out of play, so say goodbye to that ball. I believe that will set up a Lady Knight corner kick. Both teams are bundled up over there on the benches, all black parkas, similar to your black parka up here in the booth.
Must be a soccer style thing, the classic black parka.
Now ball sent in. And nobody home for the Lady Knights as Marie Alexander has the ball and is going to clear this one away to Zayna Ross. Tries to pass it to herself, could not get it out, and then getting that ball right back for the Lady Knights, who eventually turn it over back into the leg of Riley McGlumphy. Passer kicks this one away to Marie Alexander and kicks it out of bounds on that. Over the head of Rafosco. Then Chagan wants it for California, and she gets it after a last touch off of number 10, Taylor Lewis. Throw-in coming from Rafosco. Likesell trying to keep it alive, cannot. And gets it right back, tripping over the ball, kind of a rainbow unintentionally. Haley O'Brien back for California to defend. Match up against the captain for the Lady Knights, Taylor Lewis. And tough play results in a free kick just outside that box. Maddie North to take this free kick. Glumphy lining the wall right in front of her. The referee saying that the wall is good. People in front here
don't think they agree.
No, yeah, they're saying back them up. And now, eventually, they do back them up. Actually, now there's Megan McCartney for the Lady Knights, and it looks like she will take this one off of the head of a Vulcan, I believe, and now that will result in a corner. That's what you want to see out of that wall, though, Colin. That's why you have a wall in front of you.
Yep, that's what they do. They provide the little bit of extra support there, take up a nice chunk of that potential goal.
These set pieces, something that California hasn't had the best luck on when it comes to allowing goals. this season. Zayna Ross, the only Vulcan back to receive that kick from Rebecca Leixell, and they keep this one alive now. Wide open as Sarah Fosco is out of position right in the middle of the field after that kick from Leixell. And this ball is bouncing around. Nobody can keep possession. Now Passer trying to keep it for California. Eventually does. Dana Ross makes a turn, trying to draw that foul, and eventually do. So again, Haley O'Brien set up a little bit of a run for California. This one goes back and over the head of Gannon, and then penalty on California, a foul rather. So another free kick. Free kicks aplenty here today. But also something to mention, Colin, you know, there's quite a few international players on this Gannon team. You see that a lot with a lot of Erie schools up there, up north.
Yeah, they'll pull occasionally. Of course, even though they might be right across the lake there, you can get Canadian players, some of these area schools, and there's two that I see here from Ontario, three actually, and then really it's international from there. We've got someone who hails from England, we've got Australia, Germany, just a lot of different places, Nicaragua, all up and down the North Hemisphere.
See one from Colombia as well, so they're not stopping, they're not keeping on North America. That ball almost gone off the hand, and it does. As right in the middle of the field, Taylor Lewis possessed that ball, just rolled right up her leg and hit her wrist. Passer sending this ball in. Nobody marked for California. There was three players back. Pass off the head of Danny Kohler, and now the ball goes right into the arms of Kennedy Solomosi. There, didn't have to play aggressive.
Just really had to let it come to her, and she was able to get a handle on that one. Nothing too crazy for her, and really after that first sequence of events there with all that action.
30 minutes and 35 seconds left before a break. Kelly Lynch, the only person for California to try to possess that ball, and then a great way to keep the ball in play for the Lady Knights, keep this attack alive. And just like that, the attack is squashed out by Carolyn Passer. Going back and forth, trying to keep possession of this football. The soccer ball. Not across the pond. Now Danielle Kohler gets this one in on a toss. Kelly Lynch sends it in. Darminio, the only person there. As this one will go out of play, California will keep possession. Rafosco on the throw. Sent in to Leixell. Leixell keeping it alive. And then Lady Knights sending it back for a clear. Chagan going backwards, giving it over to O'Brien. And then turns it over after a errant pass. Chagan getting it over to Darminio, who missed the ball on that one as Lady Knights now take over. Alexander now has it. Making one move, gets away from her marker. Now Zayna Ross is going to be called offsides. Solomosi, though, it doesn't stop her from playing aggressive, coming out far beyond her line.
Developed good. They were just a little bit too excited to head towards the goal there. Good vision, though.
Definitely good vision and great opportunity for California to strike. That's what you want to see. You want to see those opportunities come through. And Zayna Ross, that's who you want to see sent through. And on the outside with Darminio, she hasn't had the opportunity yet to shine. But she'll get her shot as California seems very aggressive here already today. Pass serve goes right into the middle of the field. Alexander trying to get the ball back for California. Had 5-on-4 in that situation. Now with Chagan out of play, now California keeping them on sides. Great way from Haley O'Brien to get over and swarm to the ball. Now the Lady Knights working along that sideline. Then Rafosco comes in, and Lady Knights will keep possession. Tossing this one in is Emma Manska. Manska gives it right over to Christiana Chagan. Those throw-ins not as easy as they seem. Just trying to get it into your own player. So now the ball is in play over to Taylor Lewis, and then Lewis gets her pass broken up by Kohler. Ross playing up top. A defender keeping possession for the Lady Knights. She's going coast to coast, passing it over, and then Kohler coming in. That defensive spot, that presence right there was felt. Manska, another pass into Lewis. Lewis sends a ball in, and McGlumphy handles it. To Lewis, leading this team with 8 goals this season. Right behind her is Hannah Hayes with 5. And Hayes, I don't believe, is in the starting lineup here today. She's a sophomore. Taylor Lewis is a junior, so not that much experience on this team, but doing just fine, sitting at 9th in the PSAC. Now Passer tries to put her foot in, cannot break it up. And right there to grab the ball is Riley McGlumphy.
Good run there, making her way through a couple of California defenders there on that one. Just couldn't quite finish it off.
McGlumphy's high kick. Handle right back down to the turf. This ball is looking to go out of bounds with 26:10 left before the halftime break. Toss in now for Gannon. Be handled by number 3, Emily Zakella. She's working in on another throw-in. Shaken right there and likely just going to kick this one out, and she does. So 3 throw-ins is now they're working their way downfield. Now with Zakella trying to get this one in and pass her right there. Likesell now has the ball on her foot. Zayna Ross trying to get some space for her. That double sport athlete, track star, is now Darminio trying to send it up, but both players that could have received that were right in the same area, so ball's just going to roll out of play.
Boy, she sure is quick there, is Zayna Ross, getting off the dribble there on that one. Just really beat a couple of those Lady Knights, and is a good player to push the pace here and up the tempo for California in the attacking third.
And Zayna Ross this season has 3 goals. Likesell has 2. Kylie Austin not in the starting lineup either, but she's one of those players for California that gets those attacks started. Lots of assists coming off her foot. She leads the team with 3. A lot of opportunities, rather. Converted on them, but they get started with Austin. Alexander has to go up and head that ball away. Now Darminio has the ball. Back and forth passes. Alexander looks up. Likesell knows she's offside, so she's not even going to attack the ball. There are 4 players right behind her, and she just stopped and waited for it, but referees are going to say nothing doing on that one. Good awareness. They'll make them hold up the flag and blow the whistle. As now Alexander has it. Good opportunity for California as the ball was going to roll out, but Emma Manska kind of just allowed that one to stay in. Passer, great move from her, but Zakella gets the ball back. Passer foul as stuck her foot right in as a Lady Knight hit the turf. And just like that, I mentioned Kylie Austin. She's warming up for California over there on the sidelines. Kohler now has it. Used to see her on the tack in the beginning of the season. First-year head coach Pete Curtis switching things up. Switching up her play as McGlumphy will handle that one. Almost taken right at the corner mark. McGlumphy's punt is sent over and looks like it's going to be out of bounds right over at said head coach Pete Curtis.
Heads up over there.
Keep your head on a swivel even if you're a coach of a team. As now another foul called on Haley O'Brien that time. Slow to get up. I'm sure I can't see her number over there on the far side of the field. It looks like number 33, I want to say. She's taking her time walking along the sideline. But the free kick will be handled. Sent in. McGlumphy right there. Gobble that one up. 22-25 left before the whistles. Ball bounces up. Xana Ross an opportunity. Goes straight up and down. It's now over to Kelly Lynch. California sending players in. Right over to Tarminio in the area of her. Lykesell tries to keep this one. Gets her pocket picked right away. Alexander, good way to create some space for herself. Now Alexander has a clear shot at goal. Looks like she's going to take this one herself and send it wide. Had Lykesell running right along that goal box, right alongside with her, but decided to take it herself.
Perhaps might have thought she hesitated there a little bit on that one, and really she should have maybe thought about taking that shot just a few seconds earlier there. Really kind of forced yourself into a bad angle there on that one. Either hand that one off, as you said, the other Vulcan on the right there, perhaps maybe set up a cross or something along the lines like that, but might not have been the right place.
But with Solomosi being so overly aggressive with California, if she just comes out and tries to poke that one away, California's right there. It's another opportunity for them, another shot. On that one, though, Solomosi just stayed home. Kelly Lynch again. Gives over to Passer. Passer keeping possession. Trying to send Darminio as they have most of this night, and now they're going to call her offsides. So now it's two opportunities for California. You just had to stay on sides. Have your marker out there on your field. Colin, I don't know, did you play soccer when you were younger?
I did for...
You believe you played goalie too, right?
Yep.
So you didn't really have to worry about being offsides or staying on, having your marker. You didn't really care about that.
Never really had to pay too much attention to that. Goalie was my place.
So now it's sent back to McGlumphy in goalie, like just exactly what we were talking about, as Alexander waits for that one and then gets faked out by Maddie North and sent in. Now Lady Knights have an opportunity. Broken up, but it goes right to the foot of another Lady Knight, and that one's going to go out for a corner, set off the foot of a California player. So now Kylie Austin will be making the substitution for Rebecca Lykesell. So now we're going to see what she can do. Lykesell, if anything, out there on the field in those first, figured 20-plus minutes, she was a force in, those headers right at midfield. She was a very a tall offensive player, a tall forward for California. Xana Ross has it and gets her pass kicked away. Kelly Lynch eventually kicks this one out. So now a throw-in for the Lady Knights.
Playing with each other right now, really haven't seen much separation between these two teams. It's been a couple of attacking series for both, and of course, a couple times shut down for California on those offside calls here.
So now Xana Ross coming off, holding her back. Olivia Bryan will sub in. So the training staff for California is getting to work here today. So now the Lady Knights on attack. Going backwards and then sending this one in. Trying to stay on sides for the Lady Knights. Sent the ball in and it's going to go out of bounds. McGlumphy not having to work on that one either.
A lot of wide shots here so far throughout this one. We need to make sure you don't fall back on your shots here because that can give you tendency to not send them to the place that you want them to go.
McGlumphy's goal kick away right to Alexander. Tries a little trickery. Alexander trying to keep this one in. And nutmegs her defender on that one. I don't know if you saw that one, Colin. Looked like she just sent it right through the legs of her defender. And defender immediately putting an arm up saying she wanted to go out of bounds, but crafty move by her. And this one's sent in. Taylor Lewis kicked this one away. Great save from McGlumphy as Taylor Lewis, the leading goal scorer on this team, sent packing. Now she has to wait for her another shot from a corner.
Yeah, great touch on that one, being able to settle that down on the bit of long ball there. It's definitely not an easy task to get that one to sit down and cooperate so you can send it on home as she did there, but another equally as good save.
17:40 left. Now the ball will be sent in. Little cluster inside, and it's going to go off of a California head into the net. It looks like California, and actually they're going to give it to number 7 for the Lady Knights, Bridget Casey. So now California trying to answer back. Early goal scored by the Lady Knights.
Definitely not the way you want to get started here in this one.
As now Darminio, long ball thrown in. Solomosi just has to kick this one away. I'm going to see a throw in from Sarah Fosco. Fosco's throw in, nothing doing, as now another kick out of play. Fosco, another shot. Trying to get it over to Liv Bryan. Ball goes up quite a few times, and this one's going to go out of play, I believe, for a goal kick over to Kennedy Solomosi.
Goal for Gannon is going to be credited to Bridget Casey. It will be her first goal of the season. Junior from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Solomosi is going to kick this one away right into the corner. Kind of giraffe neck to see that one over here in the box. So that far side box. Darminio kicks this one straight up in the air. Austin trying to conserve energy, not jump up on that one, but the ball is going to go right over to Lady Knights. Haley O'Brien retreating. Kicks this one off of a Lady Knight. Smart heads-up play by her, almost the same as, in backyard basketball. I know, kind of street basketball, you throw it off your defender when you know you're going out of bounds. Haley O'Brien keeps the ball now for California. And off of a head of a Lady Knight, still California ball. Alexander trying that crafty play yet again and tries to send it into O'Brien, who clears it over to Austin. Work with Darminio and cannot. I believe Bethany Decker also subbed in for California. Bit of a sub in. Danny Kohler still is in that defensive back. I believe she's a left back for California. O'Brien moved up to center back, and then Liv Bryan actually moved up to the left side. Another sub in for Gannon. This time is number 4, Elena Gabler. Now Decker forced to rush up the field. Cannot keep it in play, so it's Gannon ball. Emily Mansko to take the throw in. Solomosi now forced to work. Kicks this one over on the far side. Darminio forced to come in and could not control it. Alexander, though, keeps possession. And then eventually off of Alexander's thigh. Now Mansko, another throw in. Passer's tough play keeps this one alive off of a head of a Lady Knight. Rafosco for the throw-in. Out of play, so back-to-back throw-ins for California. Decker gets it over to Alexander. Don't believe that was intended, but it still is the same. Rafosco's play is not going to matter as Passer, a little bit of a kind of a shoulder bump on that one, aggressive play at the midfield spot.
Really, both these teams, still, if it wouldn't have been for that California miscue here, really kind of playing tough at each other here. Haven't seen, still not that much separation between the two of them, really spending a lot of their time towards the middle of the field.
Lots of aggression from both of these goalies. Worked one time for Gannon right there. Worked again for Gannon as McGlumphy came up off of her line and that ball went right past her. California now faces a 2-0 deficit. 13:02 left before halftime.
Yeah, well struck kick there on that one. Able to find that right side of the net. Got enough air on that one. Found the alley to let that one go.
That defense just broke down right on the middle of the field, and then a pass went right in, right to the foot of the goal scorer. That was number 10, Taylor Lewis. It's now Alexander looking over to Darminio. Darminio is going to be called offsides. He's got to have that awareness over there. She was unmarked, had nobody over there, and I believe there was 4 attackers for California on the left side.
You're right. You have to be really aware in that situation, Danny. You see so much open space in front of you, and you think, wow, I'm going to have a lot of room to make a play. Things along the line like that. But you always have to be aware of where the man in yellow is going to be. At least today. I don't know if they all wear yellow, but today they are.
I believe so. It's the color of choice. It sticks out on the field rather than black and white. See the traditional referees. Now with Jagan retreating, has to kick this one back to McGlumphy. Who has to send this one deep over to Darminio. Darminio gets the ball poked away from her over to Decker now. And now trying to feed Darminio again. Looks like she will not get there. Actually keeping this one in. Staying alive. So now Darminio an opportunity. Cross in. Ball on the foot of Liv Bryan. Bryan trying to keep this one alive. Going all around. Now trying to get this one set back up to Darminio. Cannot save it. Keep that one in play. Now Haley O'Brien right into the middle of the field. Now a good send-in as McGlumphy, that aggressive play, comes up big, sends this one back. Almost a great opportunity for the Lady Knights. Danny Kohler, though, sniffs that one out.
That's a good play there by McGlumphy. Really getting caught in no man's land like that. You need to really stand tall and be aggressive there. You could see she considered backpedaling there on that one, but she made the right decision. Came up, started strong, ended strong.
And Bethany Decker called offsides. That was close, Colin. That was right in front of the side judge, but it's going to hold up the orange and yellow flag.
Will be the 5th offsides on California here today.
This one's sent in for the Lady Knights. I'm going to come back for defense. Haley O'Brien. O'Brien playing great defense on that one, just shielding her marker away from McGlumphy, who was able to corral it. Ball goes back off of a head. Now Bryan trying to keep this one in California's possession. Cannot. Eventually goes back. Now Bryan, another opportunity. And this is the lineup right now. I mean, maybe sub in Zayna Ross. And this is the lineup that you want to have, a nice attacking lineup with Darminio, Kylie Austin, Bethany Decker, along with Liv Bryan and Danny Kohler out there on the field. Goes back now as Passer has the ball. Over to Alexander. Finds Darminio on that one. Not off sides. Staying with it. Trying to send it in. Bethany Decker. Not a good touch. That's not the touch you want to have on that one. As Passer keeping it alive. Sends a ball in. Solomosi is going to play this one off of her thigh. This one is handled by her. Kylie Austin putting on some pressure with 9 minutes left before halftime. Chagan trying to jockey for position. Running away from her is Taylor Lewis. Olivia Bryan. Now coming up with Chagan. Looks like Danielle Kohler is injured on that one. They're going to continue play. McGlumphy sends this one out of play as now there is a stoppage. Looks like it was a head injury as Kohler is just taking her time. That's what you want to see, athletes taking their time and just being smart. Not pushing it, especially with the danger of, with concussions being so prominent in the mainstream media, talking about concussions alongside of actually just dealing with the actual concussion.
Right, indeed. Here, you really want to make sure that you can safely make your way off the field here. You don't want to push anything. And always have to take the right protocol here, which is what they're doing.
It's like warming up for California. I want to say over on that sideline. Somebody likely to come in for Danielle Kohler as now she's on her feet. I believe that's Brianna Bracero. Kohler coming off. And Bracero has sat down. They're going to come up and check her out and decide what they're going to do. And it looks like Bracero will come out. And there are quite a few substitutions for Gannon. A flood of, I believe, 3 substitutions, I want to say. See their impact, but that last play, McGlumphy kicked it out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw-in for the Golden Knights. And this one is just going to be a toss-in. You likely see those drop balls. And on that one, McGlumphy is just trying to get it out so that the referee would stop for her injured teammate. So having that awareness from the Lady Knights is giving it right back. It's now a California throw-in right in front of the Gannon bench. Toss in. Olivia Bryan couldn't muscle that one away. It's now Bethany Decker matched up.
Good challenge here.
Very good challenge indeed as Lady Knights keep possession. Kind of a drop pass over to number 6, Molly Whaley. McGlumphy punts this one into the night sky. It's now Brianna Bracero, her first touch of the ball tonight. Kylie Austin trying to keep it for California. Eventually kicks it over to Bryan, who then loses possession and gets it back to Solomosi. Haley O'Brien heads this one away as now the Lady Knights are on the attack. Lady Knights trying to push it up the field, but Christiana Chagan right there. Stop that one. Throw in right in front of us, Elena Gabler. Thrown in. Alexander called on the foul. Coming in late on that one, just trying to get possession. And the fans in front of us wanted a card on that one. I don't know, would you call a card on that?
I don't think so. I mean, you're going to have physicality in games like this towards the end of the year. You're just going to have physicality in general. I don't see anything wrong with that. wasn't any real clear danger.
Shot on goal there from Megan McCartney. Bent that one in. McGlumphy was right there to handle it. Way to track that ball. Trying to nutmeg her defender, and then Rafosco does it right back. Back and forth play, and then there's a foul on Rafosco. So now some fouls not going California's favor. Yeah, this crafty footwork, I thought that was the only time you're going to see it was from Maria Alexander right in front of us, but then Rafosco treating it with a Lady Knight. Austin now gets the pass, turns, tries to stay on sides. Bethany Decker. Decker does stay on side, trying to push this pace. Decker one-on-one. Now there's some help for the Lady Knights. Ball's in on the ground. Not the shot that she wanted from Decker. Solomosi handles that one. We were trying to talk about that before, about those low balls, maybe getting a rebound, and you follow your shot, especially in soccer. Get those rebounds off of, a thigh, maybe even a hand of the goalie, get another opportunity, but California could not on that. And there's an offside called on Gannon now, so I believe that's their first offside here tonight. As night approaches, now the sky is turning from what it looked like to start this game, a little bright right in the players' faces, orange. Now it's turned to purple and blue. Lady Knights having to retreat, gives it over to Solomosi with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. Keeping possession are the Lady Knights, and then Chagan gets it right back for California. Austin heads it back over to Bryan. Bryan sends it in, but there's nobody home for California. Great ball in for the Lady Knights. Passer trying to get that ball back for California, and then Chagan has it. Shields the ball away, and it will be a goal kick, I believe. It is what they're signaling on the field.
Time just about out here in the first half. A couple of minutes left.
We were talking about this aggressive play from both teams. It hasn't resulted in anything on the board for California. That goal off of the head, I believe a California player, they're going to credit number 7, Bridget Casey, with that first goal. And that was a foul going right in front of that side judge, and Passer, I believe that's her second foul. Now we're going to see this wall having to go backwards. You don't normally see that from a side judge coming in and making that call. You normally see that from the head official. Side judge was determined to go over and move that wall back. Now ball comes in. McGlumphy, aggressive play, comes out, pushes that one away. Great job of breaking that set piece up. As we mentioned before, California not having the best luck when it comes to set pieces. And that free kick right in that easy spot for California to just falter.
Yeah, textbook punch there, being able to come out towards middle area of that box and just really get it away. Textbook play there on that one.
I was going to say it's off of a California player, not to cut you off there, Colin, but off of a California player. So Lady Knights will have it with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left before halftime. Glad we are in this box, as everybody out there on the field getting pretty chilly. Just now Bryan. Pass broken up as Austin tried to keep it alive. Chagan then getting it off of California head, and it goes out of play. 2-0 with 1:30 left. Decker trying to come up for California. Cannot, as this ball is turned over. A great ball over on the left side, or far side, excuse me, yet again. Trying to keep this one alive. Our Golden Knights' last opportunity. This one is sent in, out of play. And now we're looking at 1 minute left. Seconds as California just trying to make one more opportunity. Marie Alexander shielding the ball away from her marker. Now Darminio sent in. Solomosi there. Aggressive play yet again comes up big. Been an opportunity for Darminio that she's been trying to get all night tonight. And now ball sent in. Looks like O'Brien will be right there. McGlumphy sends this one into Gannon's bench. As now 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the first half of play here from Phillipsburg Soccer Facility. The score is 2-0 in favor of the Lady Knights, hailing from Gannon. Stay tuned for some more Vulcan women's soccer right here on CUTV and CUTV Sports 1.
Patriotism. There's a word thrown around a lot. It inspires passionate debate and is worn like a badge of honor, and with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. For a word designed to unite, it can also be pretty divisive. You see, there's more to patriotism than flag sequin onesies and rodeos and quadruple cheeseburgers. Patriotism is love for a country, not just pride in it. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's more than just a huge rock full of animals like cougars and eagles, right? It's the people. Do me a favor. Close your eyes for a second. I want to try something out. Picture the average U.S. citizen. Think about it. How old are they? What's their hair like? How much can they bench? You got one? Okay. So chances are, the person you're picturing right now looks a little different the real average American. There are 319 million U.S. citizens. 51% are female. So first off, the average American is a woman. Cool, huh? Is that what you pictured? 54 million are Latino, 40 million senior citizens, 27 million are disabled, 18 million are Asian. That's more people in the U.S. than play football and baseball combined. 9 million are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, more than the entire amount of people that live in the state of Virginia. Around 10 million are redhead, 5.1 million play ultimate frisbee, and 3.5 million are Muslim. Triple the number of people currently serving in the United States military. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. We know that labels don't devalue us, they help define us, keeping us dialed into our cultures and our beliefs and who we are as Americans. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? I mean, it's stitched into the stars and stripes of this country, from the Constitution to Gettysburg, to our motto, E pluribus unum, from many, one. It's even in our country's name, the United States. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? So let's try this one more time. Close your eyes. Picture the average Joe or Joan or Juan or Jean-Luc. The real people who make America, America. And this year, whenever you feel the urge to don those star-spangled shorts, set off fireworks the size of my biceps to show love for our country, remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
Are you a visual storyteller? The Cal Times and CUTV is looking for students with an interest in expanding their skills in photography and videography. We call it visual journalism, and we're here to offer you opportunities to learn how to shoot and edit from a wide range of events at California University of Pennsylvania. Our focus is on local coverage of sports and news events from campus and around the region. We provide on-site training as we help you develop your skills as a visual multimedia storyteller for the Cal Times newspaper and CUTV News Center. To learn more about visual journalism opportunities and join our team, visit our media production facility in the Natali Student Center or email the Cal Times at caltimes@calu.edu.
The Student Association Incorporated, or SAI, has been serving California University's student body since 1937. SAI is owned and operated by the students, which means every student has a voice in the corporation. Over 100 clubs and organizations are funded through student activities fees. These clubs and organizations cover a wide variety of interests from academic, arts, media communications, faith, politics, service, sports, recreation, and much more. If you don't find a club you like, you can start your own by finding 20 like-minded students. The opportunities are endless. The Student Association is directed by a board of directors made up of undergraduate and graduate students, alumni, and retired faculty. In addition to clubs and activities, the Student Association owns 2 areas for recreation that total close to 200 acres, Rodman Park and the SAI Farm. Rodman Park hosts club sports such as men's and women's rugby and the club baseball team. A variety of intramural sports are hosted at Rodman Park as well. The Vulcan tennis team plays its home matches at its facility, and a baseball field serves as home to the club baseball team and a practice field for the varsity team. The SAI Farm offers many different recreation and meeting opportunities. The renovated farmhouse, which dates back to the 1790s, has space for meetings and banquets. A picnic pavilion seats up to 128 people and is equipped with restrooms, playground, horseshoe pits, and volleyball court. Throughout the property is the disc golf course, which was the first course built in Washington County. There is a fitness course around a portion of the cross-country track and nature and hiking trails across the property. If that's not enough, the Student Association owns Vulcan Village housing near Rodman Park, approximately 1 mile from campus. These fully furnished apartments offer private bedrooms with the option of private bathrooms too. These options include 2-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 4-bath, and 4-bed, 2-bath. Housing at Vulcan Village includes all utilities, cable and internet, along with an outdoor saltwater pool, basketball court, and sand volleyball court. Room service, so finding something to do or someone to spend time with is a breeze. The Student Association Incorporated aims to make student life better for all students. Get involved in the various clubs and activities, and make sure to utilize your activities transcript. The activities transcript is a resource to keep track of what you're involved in. This is great to have when applying for jobs and internships to show how involved you are. And this is another awesome tool provided by SAI. Remember, SAI is your student association.
Hello and welcome back into the Phillipsburg soccer facility for the second half of play. Score as is 2-0 in favor of the Gannon Lady Knights. Welcome back into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck. Alongside me once again is Colin Kirkwood. And Colin, you warmed up a little bit after that little break. I see you have some new bling.
Yeah, warmed up a little bit here. Rallied the troops, our great crew up there, out in the elements, doing a good job as always, and we couldn't do without them.
Wish we had a heater up in here. It's a little bit warmer in our press box than it is.
A heater in the middle over there, so I was taking advantage of that.
Yeah, it's trickling over to this side a little bit more. Yeah, I see there. Getting some stats up on the screen. Give you the rundown. As now Gannon back out onto the field. Likely to see, as we've seen mostly this season, little substitutions at halftime at goalie for California. See who comes in. Colin, I see now you have the stats up there if you want to run through a few.
Of course, the score here, 2 goals for Gannon, none for California. Moving into shots, 11 in favor of the Lady Knights, 3 for California. Shots on goal, 7 for the Lady Knights, 1 for California. 4 corners taken by the Lady Knights, none for the Vulcans. 9 fouls for California to Gannon's 3. 4 offsides for the Vulcans, 1 for Gannon. And 5 saves for California, 1 for Gannon.
And there is a goalie switch, like I mentioned. Coming in is Kayla Moran, number 40, sophomore goalkeeper. Gannon gets this second half started. The clock is ticking. Gannon now pushing it up in this offensive attack right away. And now a little bit of a misjudge. Kayla Moran coming up with the soccer ball. Good presence there in goal. So now Decker forced to turn around. And her marker number 29 for the Lady Knights. And Candace Francis spun her around. So the ball is out of play. California will get possession. Now Olivia Bryan has the ball pushed off by her. And now having to retreat just a little bit. These fans in front of us pretty animated, saying back it up. Kylie Austin to take the free kick. This one is sent in. Nobody home for California, as there are 5 defenders back and only 5 offensive players up there. Another opportunity. Haley O'Brien, though, getting her foot in there. And yet again. Now this ball is pushed out to Olivia Bryan, keeps it in play. Bryan has to bend this one over to Darminio. Does. Darminio sends it over to Bryan. Bryan looking over to Kylie Austin. Austin now gets her pass broken up. Her possession broken up. This ball will go out of play. Again, a good defense there to push California to the outside. Alexander now has it. Tries to send it in on the opposite way. California still onside. Darminio, shot and goal for the Vulcans. First time on the scoreboard here today.
Yeah, she almost caught me off guard there. Did not see her leaking in towards that far side there and was able to get a good touch on that one and beat the goalie low and a good, as I said, low shot. Being able to find a way to get it past that goalie and potting that one. Lead is cut in half now.
And I was talking about the fact that, when Kylie Austin is out there, she helps this team get some of those assists. I'm sure whenever we get those stats for you, you can see who is credited with that assist. Alexander now taking some time, allowing Brian to step up to this one. California now with some new life. So now Rafosco gets it back. Decker tries to send that one in, cannot, as now Gannon forced to go backwards and send this one out of bounds. Now Bracero has the ball on her foot. Bracero looking in, trying to send this one towards goal. Goes out of play off to the right. Clock shows 41:22. Headed down by Rafosco. Now coming up with the ball are the Lady Knights. Little counterattack of their own. California keeping the Golden Knights on side. Now Gannon keeping possession. Bend this one in towards goal. No good. Lady Knights still having possession. Rafosco then tries to prevent the corner kick, and she does, so this will be a throw in from just near that flag. Sending the ball in right into the hands of Kayla Moran. Little cheering section off to the right of us.
Pretty active in front of us here. It's like we've got fan row right here in front of us.
Little student section-esque. I know you weren't at the IUP game when California took on IUP at IUP, but there were shirtless guys out there that were cheering on their team. Likely to not see that, especially with the weather, for one, but also from the dedication of the fans from both California and Gannon making the trip down from Erie. Passer called on the handball on that one as she went up to get that one back down to the turf. So now Passer clears this one away. Brian trying to keep it back for California. Good turn and then a shot breakup, excuse me. And our director and producer, Gary Smith, just taking a nice little stroll. We have an all-student crew here today. Now with, I believe, Dalton on the ones and twos, Steve Ruffing.
Running the show.
Yeah, running the show, has the headset on. Along with some student camera workers as well. Just touching on that, though, Colin, and what an opportunity CUTV provides for us as students.
Yeah, we learn a lot, definitely being able to cover so many different sports. I mean, you name it, we've almost essentially done it from soccer, football, baseball, basketball, and even some swimming, too.
Hockey? I mean, you can
Yeah,
even throw that
hockey,
in
you
there.
name it. We've just about done it.
I think the only one that we haven't covered, and maybe it's just that we haven't covered as, you know, a two-man crew is with you and I, but cross country and track and field, which I don't know how you'd really call cross country and track and field other than looking at the stats that come in, just announcing those. But
we're even thinking about maybe getting some golf coverage in here towards the spring semester, maybe set up at a couple of holes on the course and do something along the lines like that. So really, if you've got a passion for it and the drive to do it, you might have a chance just to cover it here.
so now Brian had the passion to play some defense on that one, kicks the ball out of play. 37:55 left here in this contest. California getting possession back with Rafosco on the throw-in. Torminio. And off of her. Lady Knights have possession. little tic-tac-toe passing right here on that far side. Alexander gets her foot in, broken up. Bracero tries to keep it alive. Now wants to send in, but nobody home. Good defense there from California. Kylie Austin now trying the counterattack. Send Bethany Decker, could not. Good pass breakup from the Lady Knights. So now trading good defensive efforts. Coming in, trying to stay on side are Lady Knights, realizing that she could not. Heads up play and good awareness by the officials, referees out there for not throwing up the flag. Moran punted this one away. Passer also dropping back to playing more of a defensive role. Moved from that midfield spot back to that back line. There are 4 back defenders. 3 before, so changing up the formation a little bit at halftime. Head coach Pete Curtis seeing something out there that he definitely does not want the Lady Knights to take advantage of. Bethany Decker now trying to send Liv Bryan in. And cannot. Bryan trying to put on the pressure. O'Brien having to retreat, and then he's going to kick this one back to Moran. Good pressure there from Taylor Lewis. Moran's kick goes right back onto the leg of number 12, Megan McCartney. McCartney stops, waits, shoots, and ball right into Moran's hands. Great way of bringing the ball right to her body. Punt this one away. Darminio traveled back a little bit, misjudged that ball as it bounced off the ground. O'Brien then again shielding. And a Lady Knight goes down on that sideline coming up very slow.
Looks like she's up and running now. Walking that one off.
I don't believe that we've seen Danielle Kohler since that injury, Colin, so hoping she's okay, gets back into this game, if anything. She was a defensive presence. It's likely that that's why Passer was dropped back onto that back line, because of the fact that the defensive presence is lost with Danielle Kohler not out there on the field. Passer, one of those more aggressive defenders for California here today, already, I believe, has 2 fouls. Quite possible it is more. Just little bumps off the ball, nothing too over the top. It's now Austin keeping it alive and then eventually turns the ball over for California. Gannon looks like they're going to make a sub in as they're trying to get this one in off the foot of Taylor Lewis. Lewis pauses and gets it over to number 3, Emily Zakella. Alexander now up with it, and just like that, California turning the ball over again. Score is 2-1 with 33 minutes and 48 seconds left before the final whistle. Toss in. California gets it right back. Darminio trying to be a presence out there on the field. Now a shot in, and this one no good. It almost looked like Moran was out of position, but nothing doing as the ball goes out of play. The 33 for 3 switch as Aisling McCullough from Moon, PA, the sophomore midfielder, comes in for Emily Zakella. Getting some fresh legs out there, as McCullough was already out today, so she knows the grind that entails when coming out there on the field here at Phillipsburg Soccer Facility. Great way of getting away from her marker, as now McCullough gets her pocket picked right away. Bryan and now Decker trying to make Good move, just put herself right into submission on that one as the ball goes out of play. Alexander trying to that crafty play yet again, as now there's a foul on California. And putting her foot out is what the referee will say, and hear that crowd right in front of us still. I don't know if it's being picked up on our headsets, but they are sitting just mere inches away from us, right on the other side of that glass. Free kick in play, bent in, off the head of a Lady Knight. No good, as Maddie North took that free kick.
Yeah, just a little bit wide on that one. Didn't quite get the touch off the forehead. Might have been expecting there and sent that one wide left.
Saying wide left with Gannon and California. We're used to both of these teams in football. I'm saying wide left with some field goals, but different sport here today is different version of football, if you will. Header off of Chagan. Now Decker has the ball on her foot. Decker couldn't corral that one, as Alexander keeps it in, but doesn't keep it into the right team, as Gannon now has possession. This one's sent back. O'Brien off the head of her. 2 opportunities and now an offside, so negate that opportunity just like that.
California needs to perhaps maybe push forward a little bit more here, and they are. They're going to send 4 front now, looking to get that equalizing goal.
We have 2 substitutions likely to come in for California. Number 20, Megan Guthrie. And I believe number 22, Maya Willing. It's actually going to be Hannah Burgess. Far side with the red numbers on white. Should be a little bit easier, but from our vantage point up here in the press box, can't quite see those. Now with Marie Alexander. Steps over, and now Austin has the ball. Pushing, I believe that is number 12, Megan McCartney down. So Gannon, another opportunity off of a free kick.
Right around that midfield area here. Exactly as I thought they would do. Send it long.
Great opportunity for the Lady Knights. Moran looked like she tried to come up with 2 hands, bring that ball down. Did not. It's now Guthrie and Burgess sub in for Bracero and Chagan. Moran's goal kick goes right over to Burgess, her first touch here tonight. Alexander playing defense, much bigger opponent for her as Bryan approaches the ball, keeps it alive for California. Great move to get away from her marker, and now switching field over to Darminio. Fosco's kick kicked over to Kylie Austin. Smart play by her, as this one will go out of bounds. And now that Moon is completely out.
I was about to say, just take a look at that. Very picturesque here tonight.
I was sitting behind those clouds right underneath it. I don't know if you can see that little shelf, but it was peeking around it before. Didn't want to say it. As now Decker's ball will go off of California head, and trying to keep it alive was Darminio, but cannot. This little throw in, 27 minutes and 40 seconds left. Another throw in. Another pass breakup by Hannah Burgess. This one kicked back. Kayla Moran has it now at her feet. Now Alexander gets it over to Bryant. Bryant looking up, taking her time. Kicks it back to O'Brien. Guthrie now trying to send Bryant in, and she does. Great through ball there. Now Bryant on her left foot. Nobody coming in. Just like that. Another opportunity squashed.
Finding a lot more success here in the second half. Really, we didn't see them on the attack very much in California in the first half. Now they're starting to find their way and really becoming a nuisance on that side here for Gannon. That's exactly what you want.
Just trying to be a thorn in their side. As now there's a foul on Megan McCartney. California getting the ball back. So now there's a stoppage of play. Not exactly sure what happened there, Colin, as the passer was just getting talked to real quick. So now Alexander has it right in front of us. Great move. Great second move. Allows her to pass this one away. And now a throw in for California. Over to Alexander. Alexander trying to send Brian in. Brian getting a little push off. And no call on that one. So now O'Brien's looking up over to Alexander. Alexander keeping this one alive. Tough play. And then a foul called yet again on California. Not sure, that's over 10. I believe that's 12 fouls. Get that statistic for you here in a second.
Yep, 13.
13 fouls, so California really didn't think that the penalty bug is, or the foul bug, I guess, whatever you'd like to call it, was going to be the most difficult part to handle here tonight. But now Bethany Decker showing a little dose of speed for California, trying to send this one into Burgess. Over to Darminio now. Darminio coughs this one up. But then Rafosco keeps it, and then a foul called. So that's their 14th foul. California.
Yeah, just over doubling Gannon's total here, 14-6 now. Playing hard, I like it.
I like it to a point, only when it doesn't turn out to not bode in your favor. So now right at half. Kick this one in with McCartney. Her pass couldn't find anybody. Now Gannon forced to retreat. Like we mentioned before, just get these standings back in the minds of the audience at home. In the PSAC, Gannon sits in that 9 spot, California in the 17 spot. Has now another opportunity. Moran come up with a huge stop as Alexander comes up and clears this one back. Burgess trying to send a California player in now. A little bit of an opportunity. Bethany Decker couldn't get away from her marker. Pass off the chest of Aisling McCullough as Megan Guthrie now has to come out. So after a few switches, Danielle Kohler came out. A few players coming back in and out. Now another one subbing out for California. Brianna Bracero looks like she is going to sub back in for Guthrie. And likely just a drop ball. looks like she has a bloody nose as they're attending to her.
Yeah, she came off and she had her hand over her face on that one.
Can hear some of the other members of this press box. I guess the crew in the press box over here talking about it. It's another sub in for Gannon. That was number 6, Molly Whaley. And then coming in, it looks like number 17, Emily Bard for Julia Darminio. And then number 10, and that is Rebecca Lykesell coming back in for Kylie Austin. Didn't make that sub yet, but expect it here in a few seconds. And there is Bard and Lykesell now both out on their field. So let's look through the, I guess, crystal ball, but couldn't say that because I heard it right over next to me.
Magician never reveals his tricks.
As Alexander coming up for California off of defense, trying to step away from her marker, could not, as California getting a lucky break. A free kick right outside the box. Now Colin is wearing his bling on his forehead. Little rally cap, if you will, I guess, Colin.
Yeah, I mean, I love...
Passer up off the post. And offsides called. And, wow, that would have been something from Passer. And she has a leg. But Guthrie also, she's on the bench right now getting attended to on an injury. But those free kicks, you like to see Guthrie take those. She has quite the leg.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they're hitting that crossbar on that one. It was almost perfectly placed there, just a few inches lower.
Like to see a Bardowski on that one. Something that we don't see very often. As now no offsides called. And this one is going to go out of bounds, likely for a throw-in for California. Throw in goes right to Brianna Bracero. Bethany Decker cannot corral that one. Over to Bard, her first touches here tonight. And this one looks like it's going to be kept inbounds, actually. Right back down on Bracero, and they're going to call, I believe, a handball on Bracero. She said she was trying to pull her hands away from hitting the ball, but referee doesn't care. He's going to call that one a handball. Now with 20 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game, California down still 2-1. Just trying to end the season on a good note with a draw against IUP this season. That gave them 1 point, and then along with Shippensburg, it was away at IUP and at home against Shippensburg. So just trying to fight for those points any way they possibly can. A tie, especially later on in the season, is just as good as a win. You know, it really counts as a win for them. Just boost their confidence levels. 3 times they're taking teams into double overtime this season. So now the Lady Knights on attack. Kind of an inadvertent block, along with another inadvertent block, as Burgess and O'Brien both coming up with those, helping out the defensive department. Burgess sends this one back, but it's going to go right into the arms of Kennedy Solomosi.
Putting the pressure on here on the goalkeeper. Finally forced to pick it up.
Likely see that just running off this clock. California scoring once, but then taking that goal scorer out just a few minutes ago with Julia D'Arminio. Baird trying to keep this one alive, and it will go out of play for Gannon now. And a knee coming up. Rafosco against the Lady Knight. She looks to be okay. I think that was on purpose either. It looks like she was just trying to come up and play the ball. I believe she is going to sub out. Sure if they're going to make a sub in. She's just taking her time coming off the field.
Yeah, really a lot of collisions and whatnot here. Really something we don't see very often.
That is Amberlyn Kegler coming in for Molly Whaley. Whaley, the injured Lady Knight. That's just going to be a drop ball. This one's punted away. Decker going up for it and then getting kicked. So back-to-back inadvertent kicks, as I believe that was Megan McCartney on Brianna Bracero. So a knee to the face and then a cleat, a leg to the stomach of Bracero. Got to think these pauses for both teams breaking up not only the attacks that they have going, but also, you know, that chill is setting in. The defense having to retreat. And Gannon gets the ball. 17:25 left. Bryan keeping it in play. Getting it now, working around that near side. Kicking it upfield. Passer right there is shielded away. Her marker. Moran plays it back into her box and then picks it up for a punt. This one's going to go out of play, so now a throw in from Bridget Casey. Great move right there from Aisling McCullough.
Still keeping it alive on this far side here, back towards the middle. Still trying to find that equalizer is California. Keeping the play going in midfield area now, at mid-third. We're going to have a foul here, and it'll be a free kick for Gannon. Short kick. Now kind of keeping the possession in their own. Long ball attempt denied. Try it again. Don't think anyone's going to catch up to this one.
I think anybody's going to catch up to you doing that play-by-play, Colin. I think that should be the top dog for that spot.
You've done it before.
You don't like to switch over mid-broadcast, but why not, you know? 15 minutes left. So they're just trying to switch over this momentum swing over to California's favor. Goalkeeper's coach having to stay active, keep her hands hot over there on the sideline. Ball comes over into her area. Well, back in California's zone. Gannon trying to keep this one alive. And passer penalty. I believe there is a yellow card, and there is quite a few fouls on her already today, so that yellow card was pretty much inevitable. It's going to happen. And now a free kick from right outside that box, maybe 5 yards outside the box. And we're going to see what happens on this kick. California just trying to test their limits on what wall or where they could be. This referee is not having it. Any of the refs out here today. Another set piece opportunity for Gannon. This one's skied away.
Looked like he had a lot of promise on that one. As soon as that left the striking foot there, it just didn't quite drop as much as I thought it was going to. It really looked like it had that great strike coming off the foot there. Just could not find the spin to get that one to drop.
Moran gets her pass over to O'Brien and then immediately swarmed by Lady Knights. Burgess, nice pass breakup, but couldn't keep the ball. Now on the break for California. Bracero's still in. Lots of aggressiveness out there from both sides. Baird passes it over. No good as Golden Knights now kick this one away into the arms of Moran. This one is back. And then Gannon. They're just playing ping pong with their heads. Moran now plays it off her chest. Then has to go backwards. You know, this Gannon Golden Knights side, the Lady Knights trying to play tough. Moran with a punt back. Burgess kicking over to Bryan, and then Leixel keeps it over. California's possession, switching field now. Straight up in the air. It's going to bounce right back down to the turf. Alexander keeping number 16, Vanessa Coccarello, onside. Still 2-1 the score, 12 minutes and 29 seconds left before the end of the game. Coccarello has an opportunity, puts it on goal. Moran there, 2 hands, gobbles it up.
Been playing very well since coming in at the second half beginning.
Haven't seen as many opportunities when it comes to set pieces that McGlumphy did in that first half of play. Burgess kicked back to Leixel. Leixel now pushing it up the field. Takes a step back, looking over in the area of Baird. Cannot come up with it, but now Bracero is on the run. On that right side, the far side, looking to kick it in. Gets her pass, her dribble broken up. Fosco now shielding away. Trying to get the throw in, and does get the throw in. Kelly Lynch subs back in for Emily Baird, something that Pete Curtis just sees over there on the sidelines. Something that he likes, but it's like that. Kelly Lynch, impact, nothing doing. So her header goes out of bounds. Burgess now over to Murray Alexander. Alexander now, patient play, over to Bryan. Bryan keeping it on her foot, looking to pass it over to, I believe that was Bethany Decker. Decker could not come up with it. Now Burgess has it. Burgess, no good on the pass. And Gannon clears it back. Alexander losing both shin guards now. And California losing possession.
Definitely you don't see that every day there. Both of those shin guards managed to tumble on out of those socks.
So now Alexander has to kind of hobble around, put those shin guards back in. Now with McCartney. McCartney's dribble is broken up. Bethany Decker has it now. Decker looking over on that far side. Stays on the ball and then gets it pushed out. No penalty called. There's been quite a few penalties called in California for the exact same acts, but nothing doing on Gannon. Passer clears this one. Decker keeps it on her foot behind Brian. And Brian retreating. Heading over, looking upfield. Now with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left. Got to piece something together now if you're California. Leixel just threw her opponent right down with one arm on that one, Colin, showing her strength.
Might have a good look here if you're able to catch up to this one.
Kelly Lynch could not, as it will go in favor of the Lady Knights. Right before that corner, and now that moon is at its incline up in the sky, and it is a sight to see.
Yeah, very picturesque evening here, of course.
Just a perfect night and relatively a perfect day. I'd like to see the sun come out a little bit more, but I don't know about you, Colin, but if it's that crisp, cool fall air with a clear day, that is something. Has to be my favorite time of the year around this time.
I'm a big early winter guy myself. December, January.
So now Moran comes out. Little pooch kick. I don't think that was intended. So now she has to retreat back into her box. Good header by Rafosco. Then O'Brien collides with another player. Coccarello has the ball on her foot. Coccarello shot up off the crossbar and out of play. Good opportunity for the Lady Knights, but that one goes out of bounds.
That one just took off a little bit there. Once it came off the foot, talked about it a little bit earlier, you need to keep your balance when letting go of a shot like that, because if you get too far back on that ball, it's going to cause it to soar like that.
There's that knowledge of soccer that I was looking for. Add a little bit to this broadcast. So now Lynch's ball in, try to send Brian. Could not. This one is kicked out of play. Rafosco with the throw in. Trying to send Bracero. It's now Burgess, the intended receiver of that one. Decker forced to retreat and tries to drop it off to Passer. Could not. It's now on the counter attack for Golden Knights. Taylor Lewis. Lewis and O'Brien. Good defense on that one. Lewis got the shot off, but it will go into the hands of Kayla Moran yet again.
Didn't think that shot was going to have as much get up as it has when it got sent towards the net. They really took off really quickly. Didn't expect it to go as high as it did.
This California team looks like they're going over on the D-pad, trying to play a little bit more aggressive. And Murray Alexander, aggressive play right there to send Taylor Lewis off the ball. Popular for us on the broadcast to incorporate a little bit of video game, I guess, jargon.
Yeah, we do play a lot of games, for sure.
D-pad on FIFA. Like so. Now over to Brian. Brian, crafty play, has to go backwards, and there's where California could really have used a little bit more help as Alexander was all the way back and had to come up the field, kind of stint their progress, stint their momentum going up the field. Under 6 minutes left to go now, 5:33. Ball goes out of play. The Lady Knights have it now. With Coccarello trying to send a fellow Lady Knight in. Passer right there to break it up. Has to be smart, though, with that one yellow. There's a little bit of turf toe on that one, and this passer coming up a little bit slow. 5 minutes left to go now, Colin. What are they going to have to do here in this last 5 minutes to get back on the scoreboard?
Really are going to need to switch to a long ball type of game here. Really going to need to start sending decent amount of your 11 forward here on this one and try to send as many long balls as you can in and try to catch that defense off guard.
Coccarello, that lone attacker for the Lady Knights. Alexander's long ball attempt, no good.
Oh, there goes another shin guard on that one.
I was just going to say that. There goes another one as Coccarello breaks up the play. Coccarello is a redshirt sophomore, so she's seen her fair share of soccer in her career. Broke in that play. I'll toss in from Gannon. This one goes out of play just before the corner. Kick this one back. Lewis gets it broken up right in front of that corner again. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. Toss in over to Coccarello. O'Brien's pass break up, and that's going to be a goal kick.
This is where you want to have to send your team up here, and you want to have maybe one or two back towards the midfield area just to be able to receive them should the kick be short, depending on what kind of leg your goalie has.
Now Alexander's pass off of chest, not the play you want to have. And then just giving it right back to Coccarello. Coccarello trying to get this one in. Right off of Coccarello. Smart play by Marie Alexander. And it's going to be Gannon's ball, that near side. Bridget Casey on the throw-in. And another goal kick. Now with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in this game. They're going to say a corner for Gannon. And the fans in front of us saying nice makeup call. And Colin, what do you think about that?
I mean, they really haven't gotten their way the whole game here. Really been calling it out here, and now excited to finally get one that goes their way somewhat. Every dog gets a bone once in a while.
Kick is up. And a goal scored for Gannon. A late goal scored. Here we're going to see who is credited with the goal. There was a pile as a slow Lady Knight coming up. It'll be a double assist with Taylor Lewis and Megan McCartney. It's like Taylor Lewis, that's her second assist, I believe. It's her scoreline here tonight. 1 goal, 2 assists.
Yeah, goal for number 16, Vanessa Coccarello.
Vanessa Coccarello on that one with the goal. minute 30 now. Scores 3-1. Likely see California drop to a 1-13-1 mark this season. Gannon improves to an 8-6-2. See how everything shapes up in the top of this PSAC standings as Bloomsburg and Kutztown both played earlier today at 3 p.m. Kutztown and Bloomsburg, that's for that number 1 spot likely, as they're number 1 and tied for second, along with another matchup between Bloomsburg and Kutztown, or excuse me, Millersville and Lock Haven.
A lot of ties on this table here when you take a look at it. There's 2 tied for second, and then we have 3 tied for fourth on here. And then Slippery Rock isn't out of it by any means here, 29. Even Westchester still hanging around with 28.
It looks like they already clinched a playoff berth. Both teams you mentioned there, Colin.
Still keep moving around here heading into Saturday.
Likely that last spot could be picked up by Gannon or said IUP. IUP plays Westchester this Saturday. IUP and Mercyhurst battled today at 1 p.m. So look at the PSAC website, kind of see what happened with that one, see how that breaks down. Now with under 10 seconds left, looks like this one's going to be wrapped up with a score of 3-1. Any other words for you, Colin?
2, 1.
Season just about over here for California, bringing in a lot of new freshmen into this organization. They're starting to learn the ropes, know how things work around here. More talent will make its way in next year, and I have a feeling it's going to be a great outlook looking forward for California here. When you have a lot of young talent that gets into your system and they can kind of mesh together and learn how to play with each other, it really leads to something special. So we'll see if they can get these underclassmen ready to roll and have a good season next year after they honor their seniors on Saturday against Lock Haven.
Yeah, you touched on that. They will be having their senior day contest, and they're going to end this season against Lock Haven. Lock Haven is sitting at the number 4 spot. They're tied for 4th, so that'll be a matchup where we're going to see what California has in the tank. That matchup is slated for 12 p.m. CUTV will not be covering that game, as we will be having the 1 p.m. contest between the Rock and the Vulcans. But that's everything we have here from Phillipsburg Soccer Facility. Stay tuned for more Vulcans women's soccer right here on CUTV and CUTV Sports 1.